Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Blaster Master on the Wii Virtual Console. Last episode we ended outside the boss arena for Area 6. Now we just gotta go through this arena, and it's really annoying, mainly because of the slippy ice. Thought it was bad outside, well it's even worse on the inside here. Whoever designed this layer didn't skip on the spikes. So, now a bunch of eyes appear. They can be annoying too. But one of the good things is that I guess the processor gets overloaded, and if too many sprites appear on the screen, things will just start disappearing. So some of those eyes will just sometimes disappear. So it's pretty much guaranteed to take damage here. Once you step on the ice, you really can't control yourself, and you tend to slip right into the spikes. So yeah, we're going to lose a lot of life, and we're going to lose our gun power. But luckily, there's a flashing gun power-up in this room, and there's also a bunch of those cannons back from Area 2 that shoot 4 ways, and they tend to drop gun power-ups when they're defeated. Not all the time, but probably like 90% of the time. So, just take our time here, take out the eyes as they appear. Just kind of make a mental note of where you are, what you've destroyed. So I'm basically near the exit there. So I just have to stay, because the blocks will respawn, the ice blocks. See, we got the flashing gun power. There's another one over here to the left. And there's nothing else beyond there, so I'm going to head down to the next room. And we have a choice. We can either go to the left or to the right. We're going to go to the right because going to the left is more of that slippy ice. The right is longer, it's going to feature more enemies. But the enemies that we're mainly going to encounter are these cannons. And we want to encounter them because they give us the gun power-ups. Some eyes will pop up too, but just got to be careful with them, just backtrack. Much easier to go this way than, like I said, get on that slippy ice. So you get into this room, you want to head immediately to the right, or else that cannon's going to hit you. Yeah, it's an evil thing to place it there, but lucky it doesn't shoot straight up. But you've already seen some evil designs in this game. Like in that one room, going to the bubble crab, where as soon as you walked in, there was like a red robot moving towards you, and a cannon, a laser cannon above you, guaranteed to get hit. Speaking of getting hit, this next boss is going to be very difficult to avoid getting hit. It's kind of a repeat of the Stage 2 boss, but it's going to have longer claws, so we can't just cheese it from far away. And the claws will also sometimes shoot very unpredictably. These look like 3 eyeballs coming down. So I'm going to start basically in like a U-shaped pattern here. I'm going to stay on the side here, because you kind of pin him down. This guy's a good candidate to use the grenade trick on, where you hit him with the grenade, then pause the game, and he gets stuck. And then head down. As long as the claws have a weird hitbox, it looks like they can touch you, but like the points of the claws don't actually deal damage to you. So you can be at the very bottom of the screen, and they're not going to hurt you. Unfortunately, I got hit there by those eyes. That's sort of really annoying. So I'm just going to go in for the kill here. He's a little easier to strafe than the bubble crab from Area 5, because the bubble crab's claws have those big hitboxes. Well, these claws here, because they're on long limbs, they swing out, so they're not always right in your face while you're in his face. So. And with that, we got the Wall 1 item. What Wall 1 item does, it allows you to go up the side of walls. So, and then Wall 2, which we'll get in the next area, that allows you to climb on ceilings. So it basically makes your tires sticky. So here we got a shortcut out of Area 6 here. Once again, we could only shoot down with our tank. Be able to get through this area real quick, but we can't, so. But yeah, we're basically at the beginning of Area 6 here, 2 rooms in. So it's a short trek out of Area 6. It's also going to be a short trek getting out of Area 5, back to Area 4, and then back to Area 1. It's going to be a little bit longer going through Area 4. Luckily, we don't have to ever come back this way, because Area 7's entrance is in Area 2, and Area 8 is in Area 3. So once we get out of Area 1 for the last time, we're done. Just hop down this way, give ourselves some room. We don't want to fall out on that fish. We want to farm these fish instead to get health. Took too much damage there with that little thing that was dropping bombs. Let's head out of here. Back to Area 4. I'm gonna see what Wall 1 does here. See, it kind of climbs up. Can be kind of annoying. Not as annoying as Wall 2 though. What makes Wall 2 annoying is it'll activate when you're trying to drop off a platform. And that gets really bad in Area 8 because there's these small pits that full of like thorns or spikes, and your car will tank. I keep calling it a car or a tank, sometimes I switch it up. But it'll grab onto the side and pull you into the spikes, so you kind of got to jump early. Back to Area 1, back to basically the beginning of the game. And when we took some damage against the boss, so what we're going to do is we're going to once again refill up our gun here in Area 1. We're going to go to a different room though. I jumped down too far, so I missed that hover, but let's climb the wall a little bit there. Now if we had Wall 2, we'd be able to just climb up the wall there, and then we climb across the ceiling, and then wrap ourselves around and get that hover, but we don't have the Wall 2 yet. That's the necessary item to get through to Area 8. Remember in Area 3 there's like that spike maze and you have to be able to climb on the ceiling to get through it. We're going to head down this way. And, actually follow the thorns here, which are more deadly to our tank than anything else we've encountered so far in the game. So I said, Area 8 is full of like spiky thorns like that, and with the Wall 2 ability, it tends to pull you down into them. Finish that guy off. Just be carefully here. Lightning to clear these guys out from the top. We're full of lightning things. We're gonna eventually start showing off the homing missiles because we're pretty much almost full of them too. That's a unique thing there to get a hover off that turret that drops a bunch of bullets. So we're going to go to a different room to fill up our gun and our hover. Actually, probably would have been a better room to deal with the first time we went through here, but we get to see different stuff. So much like the first time I went into a room here to fill up gunpowder, this one's going to take a few tries to do. Because I get hit a few times, I step in a spike stupidly. We should, if you weren't getting hit, should be able to do it in about 2 turns to run through. It took me 3, because in this room you have these annoying face things that kind of hop around, and a few times they hit me. I wasn't being as careful as I should have been, so it ends up taking me 3 runs through this room to fill up my gun completely. But while I'm filling up my gun, I end up filling up my hover as well, so I'll have a fully stocked hover when I actually start advancing. I will just, once again, like I said, off-screen those other 2 trips through here. But if you're kind of careful, and I wasn't paying attention at some points, you should be able to avoid those floating faces. They just move that, they do go up and down a little bit, but it's, they mainly stay in like one horizontal line. That little wave they do is very tiny, so you can pretty easily avoid them by going up or down. Alright, so I finished up filling my gun and hover up. Now we're just going to head off to Area 2 and get that that annoying wall 1 activation again here. Down. There we go. We'll get to see the homing missiles here in action. Area 7, we're going to start running into a lot more palette swaps of gray enemies into red enemies, and they're going to be a little bit tougher. Red enemies tend to take more hits. And every good game tends to have an ice area balanced with a desert area or a fire area. Well, we're about to get this game's fire area. Has some really good music. Actually, most Sunsoft games have really good soundtracks. I just remember Area 7 particularly because someone on the Game FAQs board asks someone, like, what was, put out the question, what's your favorite area music in Blast from Master? And somebody said Area 7. They said they liked it so much that when they were a kid, they would basically speedrun the game, just going through the game as fast as possible, just to get to Area 7, and then they would hang out there and just leave the game playing. Because back in the 80s when this game was made, there was no internet. You couldn't just go on YouTube or another site like VGmusic.com and just listen to music. If you wanted to, if you wanted to hear a thing, you had to actually play the game, and maybe then record it on the radio, the cassette tape. Some good tunes. I remember my brother and I, on our way back from Cooperstown, the Baseball Hall of Fame, one time on a vacation, summer vacation, we listened in the back of the station wagon all the way home to our Game Boy music. So the old black and white Game Boy that I still have. This is kind of annoying because there's some enemies here that shoot, and if they hit you while you're on the wall, they'll knock you off. It's just like with the hover. If an enemy hits you while you're hovering, you're going to lose your hover and fall down to the ground. Same thing if you're on the wall and something hits you, you're going to disconnect from the wall. It's a little weird, the controls once you get onto a wall. I think you pressing up would make you, go up the wall, but you still have to keep pressing left as if you're driving, or right if you're on the right side wall. But once you get the hang of it, it ain't too bad, but at first it's a little jarring. Luckily they kind of put you in a room there at the beginning where you can kind of practice a little bit, because the enemies don't start appearing until about halfway up the room. But here we are, we're going into Area 7, which I said is a fire area. It's mainly just like these kind of like little mazy areas, followed by long hallways. They're kind of like block puzzles, in the sense you gotta like shoot your way through these rooms, try to get your way to a new area. We'll see that coming up shortly, but it can be a confusing thing if you end up going the wrong way. We're going to head to the southeast each time. It's pretty much your general goal. Yeah, this is the basic layout. We're going to get these long hallways full of enemies, and between them, there's going to be these like maze rooms. We got to shoot your way through a bunch of different blocks to get to the exit. Luckily, they're not too hard. Seems like that the wall won it, and actually lowers your, makes your hitbox of your car a little bit smaller. You can actually start squeezing through one-tile gaps now. And we don't need that lightning thing. Here's another weird room. You just basically shoot to the whatever side you're facing, and that'll put you in a new little hole. From that hole, just keep moving over, and then we're going to make our way down to the southeast section, and that's where our exit will be. So we're the wrong way to turn there, but I don't have to backtrack too much. So it's just a kind of a tedious little puzzle. What also is a little tedious is red enemies seem to drop less items than their gray counterparts. These red claws that are frequent in these long hallways, they don't seem to drop the hovers like the gray ones do. Just be safe. Make our way through once again another long hallway into another block shooting room. The end here. There we go. Look at these block shooting rooms. I think too long. And let's go to another long hallway. Claw monsters here. Luckily, there's only two. Usually there's only two claw monsters on the screen at a time. So if they're going in the same direction as you, you can get through the area pretty easily without worrying about them hitting you. And like I said, they tend not to drop the hover, so no use to farm them. Now, hover is good and very important to have hover though, because if you accidentally fall in the lava here, yeah, it's gonna hurt your tank. But it seemed to hurt less than the thorns, so I guess we're somewhat fireproof. The tank. Let's make our way over this way some more. And we end up in this area, the final area. It's kind of like a tree. Reminds me of like a Zelda game. The only official, well, no, I was gonna say the only official game I think of it. My cousin played it, and I've seen some other people play it. The Ocarina of Time, one of the dungeons is a tree. I think the first dungeon is a tree, but I thought that was the only one. Then I just realized that it's kind of like these trees you can go through in the Oracle games, Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages for the Game Boy Color. I'm gonna bet you play them later. So they're kind of a duology, like you can play them back to back and use a password from one to go to the other one. So actually the story changes a little bit. Some things change. So I'm gonna do like a Ages and Seasons playthrough, and a Seasons and Ages playthrough. So get to see everything showing off. There's also a few tree dungeons, I believe, in some of the Zelda Classic quests that I did. Zelda Classic is like Mario Maker, but it's unofficial. It's not made by Nintendo. And it allows people to make their own Zelda quests, so quite a few of them to go through eventually. Let's show off our homing missiles here. They're good because they home in on enemies. The other thing bad about them is sometimes they might take a while to get to an enemy. So for those little tiny slugs, usually the best three-way is still the best missile to get, because those slugs hit you really, really fast, and your homing missile may take a while to get to them. So, and we'll be getting into the area with the bosses in the next episode. Take care, have a good one, thanks for following along. Bye.